Hi, I'm Paul Yarrow at Point Blank Online. I currently work as a producer and songwriter for Bucks Music. I'm the creator of the control scheme for Logic Pro, and I run a website, logiccafe.com, for Logic Pro users. If you enjoy this tutorial, there's plenty more content like this at pointblankonline.net. You're watching Logic Tutorials. In this tutorial, we're going to look into using the Korg Monotribe as an external analog filter and signal path for your Logic Pro synthesizers. Which effectively turns your Monotribe into a 1, 2, 3 or even 4 oscillator synth. Now, as we know, that analog out-of-the-box sound is much sought after these days, with the market growing for analog equipment such as summing mixers and synths, both for their harmonic content and all the important frequency separation between instruments in a mix, which makes tracks sound real and not quite so digital. Well, with the Pocket Monosynth, the Monotron, Korg enabled an external audio input to be sent to the filter, so the unit could effectively be used as an albeit touch noisy analog filter with an LFO. Now, when they released the Monotribe with its much greater modulation facilities and ability to sync to an external source, I was more than a little excited, to be honest, with the ability to sync modulate the Monotribe's MS-20 filter to an external input, which could be used with other synths or even with Logic synths. But there was a snag to all of this. Obviously, the external input only goes through the filter when the notes are played on the Monotribe, which triggers the gate. So here we can see an example of this. I'm playing a bit of music out of my phone into the Monotribe, and we can only hear the music when I press a note on the synth. And this is how the gate is opened. So because of this, the external filter, to be honest, is a little bit disappointing as an extra bit of kit in the studio, which is until Amazing Machines, which is a company in Brazil, introduced this little beauty, the MIDI Tribe, which offers, as well as MIDI input and output via these sockets, a full host of MIDI controllable modulation capabilities and velocity. So now, in conjunction with Logic Pro, it's possible to use the Monotribe as an external filter. Okay, how we go about doing this? You've got to set it up in Logic, right? So in Logic Pro, you need to create an environment for the Monotribe. Open an environment window. I'm using the screen set too, because that's how I've got my environment set up. But click on the parameters box and select create from the pull down menu. Rename the environment to Monotribe and then select new and instrument. This creates a single channel instrument which will be your Monotribe. With the instrument highlighted, rename it to Monotribe. And you can change the icon here as well. A Monotron icon set is available free at logiccafe.com. With the Monotribe instrument still selected, click port and select the port which Logic will be sending MIDI messages to the Monotribe. I'm using port on the M box. Copy your Monotribe instrument and exit the environment window. In the arrangement page, create a new track and paste the Monotribe instrument into this channel. You'll need an audio track with the input monitoring button checked to monitor the sound coming back through the Monotribe. So now you should be able to play the Monotribe. See, yep, that's working. Now I'm going to open an ES2 synth and just use a basic patch with no modulation or vector processing applied, and just one oscillator active for the demonstration. Well, at first anyway.
It's important to make sure that the ES2 is routed to the output of your audio interface, which is directly connected to the Monotribe and not just going out of your stereo output. This is because we're listening to the ES2 through the Monotribe.
So next we're going to look at the physical setup of this audio chain. On the audio interface, there's an output going to the audio input of the Monotribe, which is what the ES2 is going to be sent out of. And the audio output of the Monotribe is going to audio input 1 of the interface, so we can hear and record the results. Now, here comes the trick. If you now want to play the ES2 through the Monotribe, the oscillator gate on the Monotribe needs to open in order for us to hear anything. The way to do this is to simply play both synths at the same time, so the ES2 and the Monotribe. To do this in Logic Pro, all you need to do is arm both MIDI tracks to record mode. As they're now both MIDI controlled thanks to Amazing Machine's MIDI Tribe, when playing, the MIDI note-on signal is opening the gate to the filter, so now we can hear both synths through the Monotribe. The audio input signal can be driven to nearly completely drown out the Monotribe signal, or they can be volume matched to complement each other, thus adding waveforms, pitch and sync options, filters, many more modulation possibilities. You can hear now if I change the pitch of oscillator 1 on the ES2, it now works in harmony, acting as a second oscillator with the Monotribe. And this trick will work with any of Logic Pro's synths and third-party plugins. Have fun with this, it really does open up all of your digital synths and, give them that little bit of analog warmth and that lovely MS-20 filter which sits in the Monotribe, so you can get some real acidy sounds on top of your chords.
At Point Blank Online, you've got two methods of interaction with your tutor. Firstly, you've got the weekly online masterclass, which is in real time. And then also we've got feedback on your assignments, and that's known as DVR. So the online masterclass is a 1-hour session you get with your tutor every week. You can ask questions about the lesson content and get instant feedback, and also demonstrations on the fly from their computer desktop with our streaming technology. DVR stands for Direct Video Response, and the concept is really simple. You upload your Ableton, Logic or Cubase project file to your tutor, he downloads it and then pushes record on the screen capturing software and evaluates your work, so basically giving you one-to-one feedback. You see all of the mouse movements and any parameter changes made by your tutor. It's kind of like sitting in the studio over their shoulder watching what they're doing whilst they work. We have found the DVR process has truly revolutionized the way that we teach online, and the results speak for themselves. Book your place on the course now by visiting pointblankonline.net.